Hey guys, Gene here from the BSP Wrestling Show, here to bring you guys my Superstar Shakeup full breakdown and results. So this past week on Smackdown and Raw, we got the Superstar Shakeup that Vince McMahon announced during Raw after Mania. He said that, he didn't really go into details on what would happen, but we pretty much, from whatever WWE tried to push across to us, that we'd be getting superstars from SmackDown switching to Raw, and superstars from Raw switching to SmackDown. So the full list I'm going to break down for you guys right now, and then I'll get into explaining how I felt about the whole thing and who exactly came out looking good from the whole Superstar Shakeup. So from SmackDown Live going to Raw, we had The Miz and Maurice, Dean Ambrose, the Intercontinental Champion, Bray Wyatt, Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, Apollo Crews, Kalisto, Heath Slater, and Rhino, the tag team, and Curt Hawkins. And from Raw going to SmackDown, we had Kevin Owens, the United States Champion, Charlotte, The New Day, Rusev, Lana, by themselves, yes. Sami Zayn, The Shining Stars, Sin Cara, Jinder Mahal, and Tamina. Now, in terms of Raw, I feel like they had 4 really, really great picks, 1 good pick, and 3 kind of meh picks. Kind of the same thing with SmackDown Live. They had 4 great picks, 2 good picks, and then 3 meh picks. They did get 1 more pick than Raw, based off of how I'm calculating everything. But that was okay. They needed to get at least something overall, because Raw was able to get way more picks in the draft when they did the draft than SmackDown was. So let's talk about Raw. So they got Miz and Maurice. That'll help out either the mid card or give you a main event match if you need it. The Miz and Maurice stock is way up at this point, and it doesn't really matter what you have them do. They're pretty much great at whatever they do. So that'll be an excellent addition for Raw to have. They can have them do whatever they need. Probably Miz should get back the Intercontinental title from Dean Ambrose, who is also on Raw. I feel like Dean isn't really doing anything with the Intercontinental Championship. Nothing really special with it. I feel like I could see Miz getting the title back eventually. So that'll be alright. I can deal with Miz being Intercontinental Champion, especially with Brock being gone. Dean could be reunited with the Shield, just in case maybe a new faction should form, say the Balor Club. Hopefully if Finn Balor can stay healthy, they could do it. Bray Wyatt hopefully can finally win a feud on Raw, because he has not come out on top of anything ever. He's supposed to be the new face of fear, and they're trying to build him like the new Undertaker, but he hasn't won jack. He hasn't won anything. Every feud he has, no matter what he does, he comes out on the losing end every single time. He won the WWE Championship and dropped it at WrestleMania. Like a few weeks later, he dropped the title. Didn't even hold the title for 2 months and he dropped it. So hopefully they can use him in a very good way. Alexa Bliss can help out the women's division with fresh new matchups and storylines. They could put her with Nia Jax again, just like they did in NXT if they want to go that route. Mickie James, same thing. She's a great women's wrestler, a veteran in the locker room, so that'll be a good add for them as well. Kalisto, don't really care about unless he's going to be a cruiserweight on 205 Live. Apollo Crews is pretty much irrelevant at this point, and Curt Hawkins definitely is irrelevant. Maybe they can do something with Apollo Crews. Hopefully give him some type of story, make him feel important, because they haven't done a good job of that at all. They even, like with the Superstar Shakeup, they announced he was the first one to move. They didn't even do it on the show. They did it right before Raw was going to start. So that just shows you how much they care about him. Heath Slater and Rhino can help out the tag team division, but I just really see them being jobbers at this point. You got the Hardys, you got Anderson Gallows, Sheamus, Cesaro, Enzo and Cass, the Revival. I don't really see Heath Slater and Rhino getting that much shine. Also, I believe they got Elias Sampson. I guess he'll be on Raw. He was kind of like walking around the arena. They were being really, really vague about him, so maybe he can add something new to Raw. That was different, having a superstar, while a match is going on, just stroll through the crowd, and the crowd not really paid any attention until they started realizing who it was. So yeah, maybe he can add something new. Raw did a pretty good job of adding, stars to their roster and their women's division. at least on paper, is better than SmackDown's at this point. I'll just give it a little bit and we'll see, because I believe SmackDown has more potential with their women's division, so I feel like they'll probably put on better matches, even though, Raw has a lot better stars. So let's talk about SmackDown. Their biggest loss was The Miz and Maurice, but that's okay because they gained some pretty good people. Kevin Owens, the United States champion, can compete for the WWE championship when he's done being US champion, and of course he's a star. They have a chance to book him right as a champion on SmackDown, which I'm sure they'll do with their booking and with their creative team. It's way better than on Raw. They'll give him a better run with the title. Charlotte was pretty much an even trade for Alexa Bliss, but in terms of star power and carrying the women's division when they need to go to her, she's perfect for that role. So that was a great pickup. New Day adds excitement, and as well as them being a credible tag team, and once Kofi comes back, they can get back to their dominant ways and, pretty much taking over the tag team division again. They're the longest reigning tag team champions of all time, of any tag team. So they have that on their resume. They're good champions there, and they're also entertaining to the crowd. I can't wait to see their segments with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon and, whatever they do on Talking Smack. They're just going to add brand new excitement to it. I think even Big E tweeted out he can't wait to drop some expletives on Talking Smack. So that'll be exciting for SmackDown. I can see that working out pretty good. Rusev is coming to SmackDown. When he gets back from his injury, he can go back to being the Bulgarian Brute. He won't have Lana by his side, which I feel like works best for both of them. And I'll talk about Lana in a little bit. But Rusev can get back to being United States champion, or hell, they can even book him to be a world champion if they want to. And I feel like just don't feed him to Cena, and we'll be fine with Rusev. Just build him up and make him a legit star, because you have a ton of stars on SmackDown now, and a ton of stars in the making, and you can make a bunch of people. And, they could be either top mid-card stars or top main event guys. So, either way it goes, I feel like they all can prosper on SmackDown. Like I said, Lana will be wrestling instead of being by Rusev's side. It's what's best for them at this point. I want to see what she can do in the ring. Got a little taste of it at WrestleMania 32, and I feel like she did fine. She's been practicing and training, so hopefully all of that can pay off, and she will have a good in-ring career. We'll see. Only time can tell, really, with Lana, but I feel like they're giving her that Emmalina gimmick, too. If you saw her little vignette on SmackDown, it was kind of reminiscent of what they tried to do with Emma, but Emma rejected it, so it seems like they gave it to Lana. So, hey, maybe this could be a blessing in disguise for her, with Rusev being injured and her not really having anything to do and Emma rejecting the character. Maybe it could work perfectly fine with Lana. Lana is probably open to doing something like that, so we'll see what she can do. I'll give it some time, and if it's terrible, I will definitely let you guys know it's terrible. Sami freaking Zayn, probably the best pick between both brands, and the one who needed to switch more than anybody. His career can turn around on SmackDown Live, because now, like on Raw, he was nothing but a glorified jobber. They put him in these big match situations, but he never got the win. So he has a chance to get those wins and to build up his resume on SmackDown, and possibly, once again, they have a star in their hands if they, are able to book him right, if he's able to elevate himself at the same time. I feel like they got big money with Sami Zayn. The crowd loves the guy. So we'll see. He got a few things he can work on, but yeah, he's not too far off. He has a ton of potential. He has a ton of potential that he can express being on SmackDown Live opposed to being on Raw. Sin Cara coming over was stupid, because I feel like he should either be on 205 Live or with Kalisto for the Lucha Dragons. He's pretty much just going to be a jobber at this point. He's not going to win any titles. He's not going to win any matches. He's not going to be any relevant feuds. I don't know why they brought him over from Raw, but yay, whatever. Somebody had to come over, right? Then we got Jinder Mahal, hard body Mahal. I'm just going to leave it at that. We also got Tamina, adding her to the women's division as well, and the Shining Stars, which are kind of like, whatever, who really cares? In terms of the women's division, Nikki Bella will be coming back, once she gets her neck, all healed up and everything. I'd love to see Summer Rae come to SmackDown. She's very underrated, in my opinion. I hope they can utilize her on SmackDown Live. The land of opportunity, it could be good for her. It could help out their women's division as well. I feel like they did a better job with their women's division than Raw. And their mid-card and main event scene was alright. Was better than Raw. Well, I don't know. Maybe Raw did better with their women's division. Who'd they add? They added Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. SmackDown added Charlotte and Tamina. So maybe Raw did better with their women's division, at least on paper. But SmackDown's has a better potential to be great, especially with them adding new people and everything. So we can only see how that turns out. Raw did a pretty good job as well, with them keeping Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. I feel like that's key. They kept the Hardys. They got the Revival still. They have Cesaro and Sheamus. They were able to keep Enzo and Cass, who I really thought was going to move. They didn't get AJ, though. AJ staying on SmackDown, which is huge for them. Also, with them adding Nakamura and Ty Dillinger a few weeks ago, that definitely helps them out, with star power. So, I don't know. I'll give the win to SmackDown solely because they got Sami Zayn, which was just the deciding factor, to be honest. All the trades or whatever they want to call them, pretty evenly matched, to say the least. But Sami Zayn was just that wild card pickup that really pushed them over the edge a little bit more. Like I said, their women's division on paper could probably use some work, but they've surprised me before. And, with Naomi being champion, she's elevating herself. You got Becky Lynch, who's great. Natalya's straight technician in the ring. Tamina could be dominant. Nikki Bella, when she comes back. Carmella's getting better. And we'll see what Lana has in store. And maybe their women's division could be better than Raw. Like I said, it's very possible. So overall, the whole Superstar Shakeup thing, in my opinion, was very sudden and poorly executed, if we're being completely honest. Even though it was exciting, it was rushed, and it was very, very confusing how they did it. They kind of, people would just show up. I felt like they could have got a little bit more creative than that. I know it's not a draft per se, but they could have... WWE, they know they can be more creative than that. They're just being lazy at this point. They could have did something way better or executed it a little bit better. I'm not really mad about people switching the brands. I'm just talking about purely the execution of the whole thing. It was rushed and confusing, considering the WWE Championship will be defended at a Raw exclusive pay-per-view, and so will the US Championship. Also, with Brock Lesnar being gone, and just him carrying the Universal title, it hurts. It hurts Raw not having that main championship there. So that's why I say put the IC title on Miz and have him carry it as the top champion until Brock gets off his farm in Canada. I feel like with the Universal Champion being a fairly new championship, as soon as the draft happened, I don't even think it's a year old yet in the WWE. I feel like they needed to build the prestige of it. And it just sitting on Brock and Brock not doing anything or not showing up does not help at all. Now, if Brock was there saying there's nobody worthy of challenging him, or, they have Paul Heyman cut that promo like, my beast will be back when there's somebody worthy enough to face him, and then people start proving themselves, maybe that would have made a little bit more sense. But Brock just went away, as he always does. Every time he gets a championship, he just goes and holds the title, and it just loses value and loses prestige until he decides he finally wants to defend it at big money pay-per-views. We probably won't see that title again until August, or, the build up to SummerSlam. That's probably when we'll see the Universal title again. And like I said, with it being a new title, it kind of hurts it not being on Raw. I'm not saying it has to be there every week or you have to see the champion every week, but once in a while helps. We're not going to see Brock for a very long time, and it sucks. So that's why I didn't want him and Goldberg facing off for the title. I feel like Kevin Owens could have kept the title on him or gave it to somebody else, to be honest, to be completely honest. They could have gave the title to somebody else and still did the whole Jericho storyline. But yeah, him facing Jericho and Randy Orton, the SmackDown Live champion, is going to be on the Raw pay-per-view, probably main eventing the show. Weird. And then it's like now Payback is getting sort of predictable with those matches. We all know Jericho's going away, Owens being on SmackDown, and Dean Ambrose being the Intercontinental Champion on Raw. They're not going to put both titles on Raw. That title is staying with Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton's retaining the title against Bray Wyatt, because why switch the WWE Championship to Raw if the Universal Champion is on Raw? So once again, Bray Wyatt's probably going to come out on the losing end of a feud, and I don't really like it. I don't see what Randy Orton benefits from having the title. But nonetheless, that was the whole Superstar Shakeup breakdown. Let me know what your guys' favorite picks were from both brands. Let me know down in the comment section down below. I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say, what your guys' opinions are on the whole thing. Do you guys feel it was rushed, a little bit sloppy, a little bit poorly executed? Was that just me? Am I just over-analyzing it a little bit? I don't know. Let me know. Slap a like on the video if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. We're still growing. We're still grinding. I want to thank every single person who is on this journey with me for helping me out, liking my videos, subscribing, commenting down in the comment section. I love interacting with you guys, so thank you so much for that. And yeah, like I said, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'll talk to you guys later on. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.